Well, welcome back to another game of AIG Baseball. My name is Brian Hefferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. Taking a little break from the football, get to the heart of the heart of the winter time, and starting to get a little itch for baseball. So this is a game that I hope is going to be out by spring break. We have the full 1979 season, which is, I've been replaying that. I'm just on April 8th. 1979. This is like game 32-ish, something like that. And so I'm only a few days into the season. I think it started on April 4th. So we've got the Braves at the Houston Astros. Let's walk through the lineups very quickly. We'll try to get this game in if we can. So Royster for the Braves at third, Hubbard at second, Matthews in right, Jeff Burrows in left. Mike Lum is the first baseman. Dale Murphy is behind the plate. Bonnell is in center field. Pepe Frias at shortstop, and Rick Matula. Matula, I think is how it is. He's on the mound. Excuse me. And for Houston, it'll be Terry Poole in right, Craig Reynolds at short, Cedeno in center, Cruz in left, Enos Cabell at third, Bob Watson at first, Art Howe at second. Andy Ashby is the catcher, and Joe Niekro will be on the mound. All right, so we got everything set up here. We'll play with the pitchers and the batters. You can play with just the batters. There's lots of different ways to play this game. It's like a very sort of configurable game that you can play. And again, this is sort of the groundwork was laid by the AI, and then I went through and worked with the AI to make a much better game than what it had originally started with. We got lots of different sheets over here for strategy plays and hit by pitch, and we got what to do with base running on ground outs. And there's defensive alignments that you can use or different pitching strategies. If we need to rob a home run, we can do that. And then finally, we have a bunch of rare plays. So we have like 100 rare plays. So let's get this one going. You can see some of my charts here. These are all for the outs, hits, and I have strikeouts and walks over here. So we'll be playing with everything. I'll just quickly show you how to do everything. Our first roll, we'll look at the black first and then the red second. So the red is like a secondary roll. Technically, you only need a D100 roll, but I'm going to roll 2 just because it helps to speed things up, and you can take care of most results with just one roll. So first we're going to look at our player. Player is Jerry Royster. Royster is here. He's a right-handed batter against Joe Niekro, who's a right-handed pitcher, so there's no like platoon sort of thing going on. And we get a 81. 81 on Royster's card. 77 to 87 is a flyout. So that's going to be our play result. And then this one tells us off of our charts what it's going to be. So an 82 on a flyout. For a right-handed player is going to be a medium deep fly to center field. And there's no, if you want to do an extra roll for an error, you can. 74 is no error because we look at our right fielder, Terry Poole. He is this is his defensive rating, which is basically kind of a range type rating. And then the second number is an error rating. So his error rating is 100. There's really no need to even check that. So that's going to be a medium fly ball, medium deep to center field. So that's going to be out number 1. Excuse me. Next up is Glenn Hubbard. Hubbard is the second line here. A 69 to Hubbard is going to be a ground out. I'll show you once we get a little bit closer to some of these things. So because the pitchers actually have an effect. For Phil Niekro, he's a home run -1, wild pitch +1, Ks -2, and a walk +1. Hit by pitch is a 0. He had 38 games pitched, 21 and 11. was his record. 3 was his ERA. 119 Ks and 107 walks. So a 69 is going to be a ground out. 75, Hubbard is a right-hander. So a ground out 75 up the middle to the second baseman. And we need to do a defensive check. So we're going to do that. Second baseman is Art Howe. His defense is a 6. We have a 22. We're looking in the 6 to 10 category here, and he's going to catch it from a 1 to an 85. Otherwise, it'll go through for a hit. So he makes the play, and a 40 is within his range. You could also go ahead and check for the throw. So he gets there, he makes the catch. Does he make the throw? A 0.05 is definitely within his error range. And so that's going to be a 4-3 put out. The Sarge, Gary Matthews, 77 to him is going to be a ground out. And he's another right-hander. An 11 is a routine grounder to short. And we'll check the error. He makes the play, and he makes the throw. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Niekro. So Atlanta goes down quietly in the first, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. So we haven't had the pitcher come up where he's had any kind of effect yet, but it'll happen. Maybe right here. So first off, for the Astros, it's going to be Terry Poole. I'm just going to go down the line with the at-bats instead of a full 9 innings across, so just to get you prepared for that. Terry Poole, Reynolds, and Cedeno. A 28 to Terry Poole is going to be in his walk range. Now, Rick Matula is a -4 on strikeouts and a 0 for walks. So the top end of the strikeouts is going to go from 55 to 51, which means from 52 to 50 or to 77 is a ground out. So he'll have fewer strikeouts, more ground outs is how that works. So this is going to be a walk anyway. So 57 on a walk is nothing. Batter works the count, and he'll take a leadoff walk. You can steal in this game. I'm not going to do that right now. You can sacrifice bunt, which I'm not going to do right now. Craig Reynolds, 56. Okay, so here's a situation where 34 to 56 is normally a strikeout, but he has a -4. So the top end of the strikeouts goes from 56 to 52. So from 53 to 77, which encompasses our roll, that's going to be a ground out instead of a strikeout. So left 44 on a ground out is hit hard to the third baseman. We need to do an error check on the third baseman. 79, the third baseman is Jerry Royster. He's a 96, so he's going to make the catch. And we can talk about he makes the throw as well, 28. So that's kind of like why I like to have 2 of these. We need to figure out what to do when there's a ground ball. So base running on ground outs, we have a runner at first base and nobody out. If it's a routine play, double play attempt. And then we have infield in. So we're going to have a double play attempt. And for double plays, usually what I do is I will go ahead and we'll make sure that he makes the throw, so we'll get the out at second base. So I always give the out at second base, so if he makes a good throw. And now we need to roll against Reynolds' speed. Reynolds is a 51 on his XB rating, which is basically his speed rating. If the roll is greater than his XB rating, he'll be out. If it's less than or equal to, he will have beat it out, but he does not. So we're going to go around the horn, 5-4-3, and that is a double play. Nice job by the third baseman, Jerry Royster. So we go Royster to Frias to Lum. And the last hope here in the first is Cesar Cedeno. 3 to Cedeno. We have a double. Matula is no adjustment to the home run, so he's just perfectly league average. So that's going to be a double. A 25 to a right-hander on a double is going to be a line drive to left center field, and it's into the gap but cut off late. So Cedeno is going to be in with a 2-out double. Brings up Jose Cruz. 43 to Cruz is going to be a strikeout. So 63 on a strikeout. Full count. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And Cruz is down on strikes. So 3rd out of the inning. Houston gets a man into scoring position, but they strand him at second. Top of the 2nd we go. No score. I'll play as much as I can. I got started late and also had a short amount of time this morning, but just wanted to play a little bit. I played most of these games offline for what it's worth. Top of the 2nd we go. It will be Burrows, Lum, and Murphy. Burrows is here. A 31 to him is going to be a strikeout, and right-hander 72. That's a pitcher overwhelms the batter with a fastball. I don't know if Joe Niekro did a lot of overwhelming, but he does this time. 39 to Lum. 39 is going to be another strikeout. 69, that's a fastball in on the hands. It's a swing and a miss. So a couple of strikeouts in a row. And 2 down for Dale Murphy, young Dale Murphy. 276 average in 104 games. 21 homers, 57 RBIs. 24. That's going to be into his singles range. So right-handed single, 17 is going to be a grounder up the middle, and that's a single into center field. So a 2-out hit for Dale Murphy, and that brings up Barry Bonnell, 51. So Niekro's a -2. 53 becomes a 51. That's still going to be a strikeout. So 47 on a strikeout, swing and a miss on a curveball. So he's going to go down as Niekro strikes out the side in the 2nd, and Atlanta strands 1. Go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still no score here in Houston at the Astrodome as the Braves and the Astros square off. It'll be Cabell, Watson, and Howell. Enos Cabell, a right-handed batter. Here is a 65. A 65 is going to be a ground out. Right 45 will be a hard ground out to the first baseman. And let's see if he makes the play. We have to do an error check here. I usually do an error check anyway. So he makes the play, and he's going to take it to first unassisted. So nice play at first by Lum. And it'll bring up Watson to the plate. Bob Watson, 78, will be a fly ball. And right 94 on a fly out is a fly out to the warning track in center field. And let's see about the catch. Catch is made. 2 outs. 2 quick outs here for Rick Matula. Brings up Art Howell. A 20 will be a single. So right 46 on a single is a hard liner to center field. Now we need to do an error check on the center fielder. It actually explicitly says that. So 37, our center fielder is going to pass that error check. That's Bonnell out in center. He's a 98. So it's a hard line drive to center field. And there is no error on the plate. That's going to be a base hit. 2-out hit. Andy Ashby to the plate. Or Alan Ashby, I'm sorry. 67 will be a ground out. He's a switch hitter, so he's batting left-handed. 46. Left 46 will be a 4-6-3 double play automatically or a 4-6 fielder's choice. So we're going to go the short way. And we'll say 4-6 on the putout. And that's all she wrote in the second for Houston. So with 2 outs, you can just take that fielder's choice. There was no need to do the double play. All right. Bottom of the order for the Braves here in the third. Frias, Matula, and then back to the top of the order with Jerry Royster. 99 to Pepe Frias is a hit by pitch. And when we have a hit by pitch, we need to look at our injury chart. So you check this after the hit by pitch. We have a 15. 15 is no injury. Has to reach a threshold of 75 for there to be an injury. So normal, hit by pitch. He goes down to first. We're going to get a sacrifice here. So we get our sacrifice bunt chart, and we'll roll one D100, a 36. 1 to 45 is a successful bunt. Runners advance, and we'll see who the fielder is. The 6 is to the pitcher. So good bunt as he deadens it in front of home plate. And the only play is to first. So we'll say a sacrifice bunt. He's out number 1, and he's going to go to second base. So the sacrifice goes 1-3. Put up. Then we go back to the top of the order. Jerry Royster, 1 out and a man in scoring position, an 11 to Jerry Royster. That smells like a hit. It is. So for a right-hander, right 18 is going to be a grounder up the middle. That's a single to center field. And that'll push the runner to third. We have the option to try to score. So that's on groundouts. Hit and run. And the way that works with base running is we look at our runner Frias. His extra base rating is a 40. For him to be able to score, we have to roll a 40 or less, and then we can add in the outfielder. So it goes to the center fielder. Who's that? Center fielder is Cedeno. Cedeno's outfield rating is we have it here. Cedeno's outfield rating is a 5, so we would say 40 minus 5, so it's like really a 35. So there's not a lot of opportunity there, 35% chance of making it. I'm not inclined to send anybody, so we're just going to hold him at third. It'll be Glenn Hubbard. 39 to Hubbard is going to be a strikeout, and right 37 on a strikeout. Actually, right doesn't matter. Tip foul into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. So that's a strikeout swinging. That's out number 2, and that brings up the Sarge, Gary Matthews, who grounded out to short his first time up. 69 to Matthews is going to be a ground out, another ground out. 72 is up the middle to the shortstop, but this time we need to do a defensive check on the shortstop. That's going to be Reynolds, who is an 8. And kind of a high roll, 79. And you can see 76 to 85, that's a catch for someone who is an 8 defensive player. So if he had been 1 to 5, that would have gone through for a hit. But as it is, Reynolds gets to the ball, 85, he makes the catch. And then we can check the throw as well, 77, that's a good play. And we'll just say he turns and underhands it to the guy at third, so we'll go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. All right, so that's the end of the inning. This game is in beta, so you can go and download it for free at clarkandaddisongaming.com. I'm looking for ways to make it better, things like that. How can it be smoother? There's some things that we can make explicit that would make the game play smoother. Joe Niekro to the plate. Niekro does have a card here. So a 16 is going to be a walk, and a 49, that is a pitch high and outside, and the batter takes the walk. So always a tough deal when you walk the pitcher. Back to the top of the order. Terry Poole, a 31. 31 to Poole is a potential walk here. So Matula is a 0 on his walk, so that is going to be another walk. So back to back. A 13 is the batter takes a close pitch for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning, put runners at first and second with nobody out. Reynolds to the plate. 76 for Reynolds is a ground out. Left 85. A comebacker to the pitcher. We need to do an error check on the pitcher. And a 52. Our pitcher is a 100 on his error, so he's going to make the play. 76, he's going to make the throw. So let's see. We have runners at first and second with 0 or 1 out. Hard hit to the catcher, pitcher, third or short. We're going to have a double play attempt. So we had a comebacker to the pitcher. We'll call that hard hit ball. So we're going to attempt a double play at second. So he did make the throw, so we're just going to go ahead and give him that one. And that'll be 1 out. This guy's going to move up on the fielder's choice. And let's see if we get the runner at first. 62, Craig Reynolds is an XB of 51. So he is going to get thrown out on another double play. So we'll go 1-6-3 on the double play. And the runner advances to third base. So runner at third with 2 outs for Cesar Cedeno. And he's going to deliver. A 13 is a base hit. Right 66 is a slow roller to third. That's going to be an infield single. And that's a tough one. So couldn't place it any better. Cedeno now 2 for 2. The double and a single. Cruz to the plate, struck out his first at bat. 73 is going to be a grounder as he gets wood on it. Left 89. Ball kicks off at third base. Oh, sorry. I'm looking on the wrong one. Left 89, infield single. No play. All right. So 2 infield singles in a row, which is just demoralizing. Enos Cabell to the plate at 26. 26 is a walk. And a 41 on a walk is the batter lays off the pitch outside the zone, and that's ball 4. 3 walks in the inning now, as the pitching coach is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Matula. We're ready to go. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 55 to Bob Watson. That is a ground out. Right 49 on a ground out is a double play with 2 outs. We'll go 6-4 on the putout. And that will be the end of the inning. So Houston breaks through with 1 on an infield single, and they lead 1-0. I think that should have been an RBI there. An RBI for Cedeno. We've got about another 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So Burrows to the plate. He is the left fielder. He struck out his first time up. 33 to Burrows is another strikeout. 75. Swing and a miss. So 2 strikeouts on the day for Jeff Burrows. Michael Lum to the plate, also a strikeout victim his first time up. 63 is going to be a ground out. Left 100. So a ground out, left 100. High chopper to first base. Error check on the first baseman. So let's check him. 55 is no error. 62, he's going to toss it to the pitcher covering. So 3-1. And that's 2 outs. Nice play at first by Bob Watson. Typically on the error checks, you need to be in the 90s before you really check, unless it's just a horrible player. It's basically his fielding percentage, right? So there are errors in the game. They happen about as often as errors actually happen, because I roll for errors on every play, so that makes it a little bit more realistic. Dale Murphy to the plate. He had a single in his last at bat, a 62. He hits it, but he's going to hit a ground ball. Ground ball 46 from the right side is a to the shortstop, so we're going to go 6-3. 1-2-3 inning for Joe Niekro as he follows up Houston's go-ahead run in the bottom of the third with a shutdown inning. And it will be the bottom of the order, Art Howell, Alan Ashby, and Niekro to the plate. 19 for Art Howell. 19 is going to be a single. So right 12 is a grounder up the middle, single into center field. You can always do like a check for the error on the center fielder too if you want. But Art Howell is now 2 for 2. Alan Ashby to the plate. 15 for Ashby. That's going to be back-to-back singles as he left 78 on a single. He is going to be a single to center field. All runners advance 2 bases with 2 outs. So we don't have 2 outs. So base hit to center. I'm going to go station to station. Joe Niekro is going to lay one down as we get our chart here. A 47 bunt is fouled off. Reroll. 83 fielded cleanly by the third baseman. If there's a force, the lead runner is out and the batter is safe. Else, it's a 5-3 fielder's choice and the runner advances. So if there's a force, which there is, the lead runner is out and the batter is safe. The only way to make that happen is to go like fielded by the third baseman. We have the shortstop coming around behind him, and he's going to be at third. So we're going to go, it's going to be a fielder's choice. We'll say 5-6 on the fielder's choice, which is odd, but I think that's the way you would make that happen. And that means it's 1 out. And the bunt was unsuccessful. All right, Terry Poole to the plate. 0 for 2, or actually he doesn't have an official at bat. He's walked twice. This time he's going to hit the ball. A ground out to left 10 is a grounder to second. Routine ground ball to second base. The play is made. The throw is made. And with 1 out, let's check our chart. So runners at first and second. 1 out. Routine. R1 is forced at second base. R2 advances. Batter safe at first base. So that will be a fielder's choice. I said we hit it to second base. So we're going to go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. So this guy's going to be out. Out number 2, this guy advances. And now we have runners at the corners. Craig Reynolds to the plate. 53 to Reynolds is a ground out, another ground ball, so left 68. Slow roller to second base. We got to do an error check on it. No error on the catch or throw, so we'll go 4-3 on the put out. That'll be the third out as Matula gets around. A little bit of traffic here in the fourth. Top of the fifth we go. This will be our final inning. Hopefully I can just kind of have a quick inning here in the fifth and get through it. Bottom of the order, Bonnell, Frias, and Matula. Bonnell is a 15 is going to be a single. So right 61 is a high chopper to shortstop. That's going to be an infield single. As Bonnell beats it out, average speed. Pepe Frias to the plate, 23. Of course, now everybody wants to get a base hit, so that's going to be a knock. Right, 81. Hard liner to left field. Let's do an error check on the left fielder. 91. Cruises a 95, so no error on the play. And that will be a single to left. Let's get another sacrifice attempt. One to 45 is successful. It's a 21. So picked up by the catcher. So a little down the first base line. That's going to be a sacrifice. 2-3. Everybody moves up on the play. And we have runners at second and third with one out. Jerry Royster to the plate. He's 1 for 2. 73 is not going to get done. That's a ground out to 64. Right, 64 is a fielder's choice. The batter's out. So on a fielder's choice, we don't have an opportunity. They're going to, I think those runners are going to advance. See. Well, let's check out where it gets. So a 100, that'll be a fielder's choice back to the pitcher. So that runner is not advancing. He's going to look the runners back. So just to the catcher, pitcher, third or first, throw to first, R3 and R2 hold. So right, a comebacker to the pitcher. Just make sure he makes the throw. A 91, it's good. So that's going to be 1-3 on the putout, and out number 2, both runners are going to hold because it goes back to the pitcher. Glenn Hubbard to the plate, 0 for 2. 27, he might break through. 27 is going to be a potential walk. Niekro's a -2, so a 26. That'll be actually a strikeout. So his walks become 26. That means 27 is a strikeout. So big time pitch there, 45. That's going to be a swing and a miss on a curveball, as Glenn Hubbard can't connect. And we're going to strand 2 runners in scoring position in the 5th for Atlanta. Still 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And we're trying to power our way through this inning. All right, it'll be Cedeno, Cruz, and Cabell against Matula. 75 for Cesar Cedeno is a ground out. Right, 88 on a ground out is a comebacker to the pitcher. 83 is a good catch. 10 is a good throw. And we're going to go 1-3 as they retire Cedeno for the first time. He's 2 for 3 now with an RBI. A 99, that's going to hit Cruz. So a 99 is a hit by pitch. A 69 doesn't reach our threshold. We got to get to a 75 before there's an injury, so he's going to take first base. And that brings up Enos Cabell. 23 to Cabell. He is a base hit, so right 60 on a hit is a blooper into shallow center field. The ball is trapped by the center fielder, so he dives and tries to make the catch. And he cannot make the catch, so that runner had to hold up, so we're going to go to second base. Bob Watson to the plate. A 9, that could be trouble. A 9 is a single. Right 46 on a single is a hard liner to center. We're going to check the error. No error on the play. So 3 men in a row are on. Jose Cruz, his XB rating is a 56, and that's hit to center field. It's a hard liner to center field. On a hard liner, we're not going to send him, so that wouldn't be something you do. Brings up Art Howell to the plate, 62. He's got bases loaded with 1 out. 62 will be a ground out. Right 54. is a 6-4-3 double play. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered, as that's going to get him out of the inning. So this guy is out. Number 2, number 3, and that will end the inning as Matula gets a grounder to short. Hard ground ball turns into a double play. I will leave the game there. It's 1-0. Houston over Atlanta. This is played April 8th, 1979. And I'll probably finish that up offline. But this is using AIG Baseball. Again, if you're interested in this game, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Look in the free section or under the baseball. If you click on the big shop all games button, you'll see all the categories down the left-hand side. You can either go to the free section or you can go to the baseball section, and you'll see AIG Baseball, and you can download the entire 1979 season with all these charts. And there's tons of other, like I said, there's squeeze or hit and runs here, base running, on ground outs. You can play different defensive alignments, so outfield in, back, shallow, guard the lines, all that kind of stuff. And then it just tells you what effect everything has. So extra bases, the XB rating gets a little bit of extra or whatever. There's some pitching and batting strategies on the pitching at the at-bat level. So you can add pitcher adjustments if you want the pitcher to be aggressive or the pitcher to pitch around a batter. These are the adjustments you make on the play. If you want the batter to take a power swing or a contact swing, his power will go down, but his singles rating goes up just a little bit. His ground out rating goes up. So there's a few things that happen because you're trying to just make contact with the ball and make sure you get a runner over or get a runner in or whatever. But here your doubles and home runs go up, your strikeouts also go up, your walks go down, your groundouts go down. So generally you're hitting the ball more in the air and you're making a conscious effort to do that. There's a Rob home run chart that we didn't get to because that happens when the ball is just over the wall. So let's see. Like a deep fly ball to left center field just clears the wall. That's one where you can do the robbed home run. I've usually done it if your team, well, I have a ballpark chart as well that tells you where you can rob home runs, obviously in left center field. In Fenway Park, you're not going to rob any home runs, so the conditions have to be right. They have to be a wall that's 10 feet or less, and your player has to have, I think, a positive defense rating. So if he's a negative defense rating, he can't try to rob a home run. And then we've got all of our rare plays here. Normally I would put this on both sides. Not sure what happened there, but basically 100 different rare plays. Some of them are actionable, some of them are not. Just trying to think about what would add some color to the game. And do you need actionable plays only, or is it nice just to have color? You do have to roll to get to that. So some people like that, some people don't. We have base running on flyouts. So depending on how deep the fly ball is, there are some base running XP modifiers if you want to try to tag up. So that's there as well. And I would say that everything is pretty efficient. All of the charts are pretty efficient. You get one roll off of here, one roll off the charts, and then sometimes there's a secondary roll after that. So if you want to be really realistic, then you would do error checks and defense checks on every single play, or error checks on every play. If not, if you want to speed the game up, you can see some of these are plays in bold or an error check. So you wouldn't necessarily need to check an error on every single play, just on certain ones. And then if it says defense, you can see it says defense. That's when you do a defensive check. So that is AIG Baseball. And then again, I just print each team with pitchers on one side and batters on the other side. It comes with So 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 21 batters, and that includes pitchers. So you got your top 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers, 5. So your top 5 starters all have batting cards, and then you have all of your other players. So that's going to kick some of your players that don't have very many at bats. But you can see here, these are games played. So 42 games played here. Pujols with 26 games played gets a card. So it's not every single player, but you're going to get a lot of them. And then for the pitchers, for the 1978-79 season, you're going to basically get every pitcher because they didn't have very many. So you get all of your pitchers to be able to use. And then I just like to put them like this because then it makes it easy to just flip them over. And you can see how that works, but you don't have to do that. You can keep them separate if you want to. So they're really just modifying the batters. You can play with only the batters, where you're just playing off of this sheet and you don't take pitching into account at all. So that's possible as well. And there's lots of different like modular ways to play this game. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, just click on subscribe and you'll be notified of new videos when I post them. We'll be getting more into baseball as we go along, but just wanted to kind of break up the monotony of so much football and just show everybody what else I'm working on. Again, I'd like to get this game out by spring training. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping so because I still need to do the 2025 season for Precision Baseball as well. I'm about halfway through that. So be looking for more baseball as we turn the corner of the new year. And by the time we get into February, we'll be hot and heavy with baseball. All right. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.